Hey guys, Stephen here from Off Grid Outfitters. Today behind me I have the brand new Reconn R4T RX, and you guessed it, it's a lot more better. So besides the point, a bit of an inside joke there. We've got this one, it's a brand new 2025 model. So we'll go through this, show you what's updated in this model and go through all the different storage compartments, and I guess a bit of a side note as well. So there's the R4T RX and then there's the R4T LRX. Essentially what the RX is a stripped back version of the LRX. So you don't get your bolt, your rock sliders, your gas assisted drop down strut for the spare wheel, disc brakes and a few other things. But what we'll do is we'll start up at the front, go through the van, show you what's updated in them, and yeah, go from there. Quick side note, I forgot to also mention this. We have ordered a couple of these units in this year. So we've got some LRXs coming in and some RXs coming in. So if you want to skip the waiting times and get into something this side of the year, we have some that we could potentially get you into. So if you're curious on it, let us know. Contact us here at Off Grid Outfitters and we'll be happy to help you. So on the front, we'll go through a bit of the stuff on here. So you got your handbrake, your Anderson plug, so 50 amp Anderson, a 7-pin flat, your DA35 hitch, and the trailer breakaway system, so that's standard. And then you've got the ARC 750 single jockey wheel, and that's in a nice black color. And then this has been optioned in with a drawbar tap, so that's also an option. This one's also had the 300mm extension on the drawbar. So for a lot of you guys with your troopies or 200 series or 300 series that need have a big barnyard style door on the back, that's really good. And you'd be able to fit a bike rack on here as well, with not impeding the functionality of your tow vehicle. Moving up, we've got the all the storage area at the front here. So in this little box here, you've got one 4.5 kilo gas bottle and some space on the side here. Now you can option in 2 4 kilo gas bottles. It's totally up to you, but that's what you get standard. And you'll see why we have the 1 4 kilo gas bottle, because these now come with induction cooking. So the only apparatus or thing that is gas in the van is just your barbecue. So that's nice. You've got your tank for your diesel heater and hot water systems, so they come with a Truma D6 combined system. Really, really good, efficient systems. And then 2 storage compartments at the front here to fit 2 20-litre jerry cans in there. So for diesel or water jerry cans, you can chuck them in here. And then there's 2 little storage compartments on the side, so like ratchet straps, muddy recovery gear that you have in, you don't want to stick in the van or in the car, so you can chuck them in there so that you don't dirty everything up. Standard on them too, you've got the padded front cover, and that's also removable too, so if you want to clean behind there, that's you can also do that. But yeah, it just protects the front of the van from chips and all that. To the side, this is obviously a nice upgrade on these. So you would have the SE model, which comes with a smaller box, so that's about yay big. So now with the RXs, you've got the bigger front tunnel box, and this is where sort of everything's housed. Cruisemaster airbag suspension, so check this out, obviously all airing up and airing down. Dust suppression system switches in here, so come and have a look. So this is your switch for your dust suppression. You've got a little bit of a tunnel boot light too, and then that's just your actuators for your pop top. Look into there, you'll see there's a massive amounts of storage for your anti-flap kit, curve rasters, all your bits and bobs, fishing rods. And then coming down here, you've got a little steady light on here, so you can spin it around, do that. And a nice little addition, so this has been optioned in with the barbecue slide. Before you would have to press the 2 tabs, so now they've also put a bar across it, so you just with one hand pull it out, fits a Weber BBQ on it, so that opens up. So yeah, and then your gas bottle's right there to hook up and get the barbecue going. And then we'll flick the light around, and there obviously you've got a light on the other side, but heaps of storage down there. And it all, just slips right in, super easy. Moving on to the door, so the Kamek door on these. So yeah, thieves have been used on them for quite a while now. You flick the handle up, it opens up the screen door. You've got a blind there. But yeah, they're good. They're a good door. No point in changing if it functions well. On the side here, you've got a little night light as well. So when you're obviously sleeping or wanting to keep a bit of a floodlight or something on in the van while you are out here, that's included. This one's been optioned in with a picnic table on the side. So you've got that on the side here. Just adds a bit more bench space to your sort of food prep area. And then obviously moving to the tandem axles, you know, dual axle, that's what we love. Drum brakes with the Cruisemaster ATX airbag suspension. So yeah, you can option in disc brakes as well on them. And also the BCS Cruisemaster Level 5 Horizon level system is also an option on these now. So yeah, that's really nice little addition there. And obviously everyone knows what Lifestyle, and I'll say it again, is notorious for, is their side gallery style kitchen. Like seriously, what more better you want? The beauty of the airbag suspension as well. I'm pretty tall, like I say in every video, I'm 6'4". So yeah, being able to have the airbag suspension to get that to a nice working height for me, but also not hitting my head is really good. But for those shorter people, like Benny behind the camera here, you can get it down to a nice height for, you know, being able to just work a lot, just that ergonomics of the kitchen area. But yeah, all the shutter doors, really nice system, easy to get into your stuff, cutlery drawer. These are just your switches for your lights in here. So you've got one LED strip on the back here and then also one up here. So when, you know, these are pretty bright. So at night time, heaps of light. And then obviously for the midges, you can switch them to an orange light as well to keep all those bugs away. Little things like the towel rack here. So you've got a towel rack there, more storage in there, just all your bits and bobs that come with the trailer. 240 volt here and your dual 12 volt plug. So you've got a 12 volt SIG socket as well as your USB-A sockets there. And then obviously this is a nice little addition. You've got a little spice rack for little salt and peppers and that to put on there. That's new. And then you've also got a little shelf up here too now as well. So that's nice, some nice additions. So here is the brand new Victron GX Touch 50. So previous generations came with the Marine. So yeah, being the Marine, they're a nice system. And you know, they're really high quality, good quality, gives you all the data and everything, but these are just so much more intuitive. You know, I was a bit opposed to Victron in the beginning, but I've actually really come around to it now because I just find it to be one of the most easiest systems to install and work best with, you know, your car setup, so you can have everything talking to each other. But yeah, so you've got obviously the new touchscreen in here, so it gives you, you know, your overview and everything. Your battery, your drinking water levels, so that's all in there to look at. And then, but yeah, it's a lot more better than last year's ones. So that's a nice little update in them. And then obviously above here, you've got all your storage. It's very deep as well. So you can put, you know, long life milks in there. They'll be able to stand up in there, stack up. Spices, tubs with your spaghetti, pasta, whatever you want, pasta sauces, all up in there. Move down here, we've got the dual burner or dual induction cooktop, the Kamek induction cooktop. So that's all standard in the van. So no gas in these except for your Weber, like I said before. And this has 400 lithium in it. So plenty of battery, and you can option up to 600 lithium in these. Deep sink, so we've got a nice big deep sink with a general usage water here, and then you've got a little knob here just for your drinking water. So you've got two spouts and little towel racks here, and then you've got a switchboard here, so one switch for your rear light, your main water tank, and your drinking water tank, so it just turns on your pumps. So your main water and your drinking water have a separate pump and filter so that you know you're getting clean quality water for your drinking water and not cross-contaminate. And on the outside here, you've just got a outlet for 240 volt. So that's just there. And then on the side is just a little access panel to, all your servicing for, underneath your sink, your hoses, your inline filters and all that. And also just the switch for the induction cooktop. Moving around the back, you've got a firewood box optioned in on this one. So massive amounts of storage in there for your firewood or, just chucking muddy stuff in, a bit of storage as well. You can also option an additional spare wheel as well as a double jerry can holder. Here you've got the spare wheel. On these you can option in a gas assisted drop down strut just to make it easier because a lot of us are not tall like me and it can be hard to lift this up. So being able to have that gas assisted strut to pull it down and take off easier is definitely nice. But in all honesty, you've got 2 people on the road usually. For 2 people to lift this up on, it's not that heavy. Here you've got an unregulated solar input. So if you've got a solar blanket with a regulated solar blanket, that plugs straight into there and adds to your solar on the roof. So on the solar, on the roof, you've got two 360 watt solar panels feeding into a 70 amp solar charger. And then you've also got a 30 amp DC, which we'll go around and have a look. But I wanted to show one last thing. On the back as well, you've got rated recovery points as well. So if you want to, put a bridle strap into that for some recovery, you can do that. It's all rated into the chassis. And while we're under here, we may as well quickly have a look at, it's all bash plated underneath, proper, no tanks. So from an off-roading perspective, this is built for off-roading. So really, really well built quality chassis and just absolutely that if you want that Australian made, manufactured, really good quality, this is what it's all about. And then obviously, your tandem axle dual ATX airbag suspension. So it's a really nice piece of gear on this. But let's hop back up into the storage area. Before we get into there actually, obviously your dust suppression system, so that's standard. It's a 12 volt power, so it pumps positive pressure into the cabin and also back onto the induction cooking. By having no gas inside, you don't have to run external vents because by law and for safety reasons, you have to have external vents and ventilate the van in order to comply with standards, and it's a lot more safer and also gives you a more sealed system. So these are built to absolutely go to where you want to go, and by mitigating the dust by having no vents and having a dust suppression system really helps with that. And then on the side here, standard, you've got your hot and cold outdoor shower. And then this little plug here is just for your Starlink connectivity. So just screw that off and then you can plug in your satellite dish and then house your router inside the van. So moving on, in here is just where your batteries are housed. So this has got a 400 lithium standard. This is just your tick insert for your bed. So the Cafe converts into a bunk. And then the amount of storage in here is insane. Like, it's massive. You've got storage in here for little bits and bobs up the top here as well, just like the other side. So for your little, washing powders or just little items that you don't need for the kitchen area, all in here. Install that there. We've also optioned in on this one just an accessory outlet. So we've got an Anderson plug as well as a 12 volt cigarette plug. So if you want to get a 75 litre fridge or something in here that requires power, like charging and stuff, we've got that optioned in this one. And then moving around here, as we open this up, you can see the brains of the van. So this has got all the Victron inverter charger, so the 12 volt 3000 VA 120 amp inverter charger. So you can, based off mains, pump in up to 120 amps into the system, so per hour. So that's a massive amount of power you can pump to the van. And then, sorry to swing you back around here, but you got a 70 amp, like I said, 70 amp MPPT charger. So that is in combination with your two 360-watt solar panels that are standing on the roof, and then your 30 amp DC to DC. So the beauty about the Victron system is you can, the one thing with Red Arc is it tends to prioritize solar. So if you've got full whack solar coming in, it'll turn off your DC to DC. With this system, 70 amps and 30 amps from your DC to DC and your solar charger can be pumped in simultaneously at the same time. So it's a really, really good efficient system. Yeah, and then I guess moving on, we've also optioned in this one with a town water fitting. So if you want this, say for example, you're staying in a caravan park, you can plumb straight into this with a hose connector. It bypasses all the tanks and goes straight to your taps. So you don't have to stress about, you know, filling up your tanks if you want to stay pretty relatively light on your travels, and fill up, you know, plug in at the caravan park, use the water there, and then fill up the tanks and then head on your trip. It's a really good option. And then obviously this is what these vans are notorious for, is your storage of your sort of, you know, your utilities like your water tanks, all your gear, all your filters, your electrical system, everything is all up inside the cabin. So we've got 3 90-litre tanks in here, so that makes up 270 litres of general usage water. And then at the back here is your 50-litre drinking water tank. So over here, we've got the filter. So as you can see, your water, your mains does fill in from here and go through the filter here. So it is all filtered as well as going into the van. But also if you obviously are taking the water out from the 270-litre water tanks, they also go through that filter. And then your drinking water has a designated filter underneath the sink on the other side. So separate water filter pump for everything. So it's really, really good. And then on the side of here, you've got just your mains to charge a van up, your outlet for your diesel trimmer D6, so for your diesel hot water, diesel space heating. Here is just your cassette, so your cassette that you access. It's unlocked, it's not locked, it's locked at the moment, but just a cassette, just pull out cassette, you know, you find dump points. And then you can also option in a composting toilet in these as well. Moving on to the last bit here on the exterior of the van, swing around here. This is just the other side of the tunnel boot. So can't see much. I'll get my flashlight out. But you can see here there is a 12 volt USB and USB-A socket. So if you want to charge things in here, you can. And then obviously you've got the massive amount of storage in there as well. So yeah, that's the exterior. I guess also this one's been, the color, the exterior color is the white, the gloss white. But you can go charcoal still, and there's also silver available as well. So looks nice in the whites. I like the whites. But let's hop inside and we'll show you the inside of the van. We've got the Fiamma 45S on the roof as well. So the beauty of having it on the roof is, you know, if it is a rainy day and it's, you know, pouring down, zip up all the other windows, and you can still keep these two open, just so that if you want to get that cross-flow ventilation. But let's step in the van and show you what's all about inside. So as you walk in, you'll see on the side here is your 175-litre fridge. So that's the Tetford 175-litre. So top part is your fridge, bottom part is your freezer. And then here we've got our control panel for the diesel heater and hot water system. So a pretty simple system to use. And then obviously all your switches, so all your lights for your van, exterior, driver's side, ceiling and step light, and then just your switch for your inverter. Because these are an inverter charger, you have to turn the inverter on in order to charge the van. This one's also got a nice little handle here to help you get into the van. And then stepping in, coming in. This one has been optioned in with the drop-down table, so if you want to convert this to a bunk, you can. And then we've also optioned in a bunk on top. So that, and then you can also, if you want to, option in a 5th bunk on top here as well. So this can sleep up to 5 people. Yeah, so that obviously pops in and out of the way, that bunk. Really, so this is a really nice update on the new models this year. The seats the seats are all embroidered. So as you come in, you can have a look. Got all the RX badging, genuine leather too, so that's all standard now, and all this stitching as well. It's really nice touch, gives it that Alcantara look like on, you know, supercars and whatnot. But I mean, look, this is not obviously a supercar, but it is actually really, really nice. Like the seats in these are super comfy. And then obviously, you know, you've got the window here as well. We can open that up. You know, at least if it is raining, you can open this window up. You've got the 2 windows there that will be covered by the awning. And then obviously you've also got the waterfall staircase lighting too that Benny just turned on. So that's a nice little touch. I feel like I'm in a super yacht at the moment. I don't know why, but you've got nice LED strip lights underneath the staircase. And also on the staircase, you've got nice big drawers, all soft close too. And the beauty and the good thing about soft close drawers is if you do forget to lock it, they're tensioned so they don't roll out, smashing back out. It tensions them up, so it allows you to just, you know, in the event you forget to lock it, you know, and it stops it from shaking around as well. And as you get down the staircase, they get bigger. Extinguisher down there now. So they used to be under the seat before, but now you've got the fire extinguisher down there, so that's also standard on the van. And then as you come around here, you've also got a little, so nice drawer, big drawer there. Heaps of storage in the van, so wow, these are huge. By the way, this is my first time actually looking through this van, so big, massive, deep drawers in all of them. So yeah, you're not spoiled for storage in this. And then we've optioned in on this the internal induction cooktop. So that's a fixed system on this, so you don't have to get that, but that's an option. And then you've got the deep sink here. So you still have a good amount of bench space to do food prep. You've obviously got the switch there for the induction cooktop inside, USB sockets here, and then obviously your switches for your waterfall staircase and your lights for the bench space there, and just the 240 volt supply there. But on the roof, the RXs are standard with Webasto air conditioner, and then obviously this one has been optioned in with a Sirocco fan. One Sirocco fan is standard in these, but you can option in a second one as well. And then at the bed heads, you can't really see from here, and I don't want to mess the bed up, but you've got 12 volt down the side there. They've also added leather onto the sides here too now. So you've got, yeah, back to the sockets, you've got 12 volt cigarette socket and 2 USB-A chargers, and you've also got one on the other side of the bed as well. And in these is a full queen size pillow top mattress. So really comfy mattresses, like I always say, these are really nice. And you know, for a big guy like me, it does sleep a pretty tall dude. Coming around, we've got the shower area, so your toilet, so your Tedford toilet in here, so pretty decent size. Curtains, you can shut it off, and then yeah, your shower head here, towel rack in there, and then you've also got a little space here to put your soaps, and then a little Dometic roller here. So if you want to come around and have a look at that, you've got the little roller there, so you can shut it so that when you're having a shower, you don't wet your toilet paper. Right, so that was the brand new Reconn R4T RX. Really nice example of what lifestyle, you know, this is what makes lifestyle their flagship model. It's, you know, tandem axle, built for off-road, absolutely bulletproof. And yeah, so if you're interested, unfortunately I sold this one a few days ago, and this was only on the market for 3 days, so you can really see how high in demand they are. But like I said, I've got a few coming in, so if you're interested in getting into one this year, give us a call. We'll let you know what we have coming in. But yeah, it's gonna go pretty quickly once they hit here. I sold this one sight unseen, so that's how much people really want them. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Off-Grid Outfitters, give us a call, email, and we are more than happy to help you. But other than that, if you have any questions, comment them down below, and hopefully, yeah, I didn't say all the best too much this video, but anyway, thanks guys, we'll speak soon and take care.